Hello and welcome to our third edition of MCA Live Online. I'm Mackenzie Zerbian. Here's today's news. When you walk into the MCA weight room, you will see framed pictures of former football players hanging on the wall. They aren't just any athletes, though. These former Red Tornadoes were all-state selections during their high school career. Thanks to the idea and time of statistician Jose Gonzalo, today's Tornadoes will be motivated by these former players. Mr. Gonzalo spoke with MCA Live reporter Cole Spears about the project.
How did you come up with this idea?
Well, it's something that I've thought about for years. As you know, Cole, I've always been interested in the past at Mount Carmel and players who have played, and I just don't want them forgotten because we are what we are because of the players of the past. So I looked in the hallway, and our hallway doesn't have a whole lot of room, and at one time I thought, geez, you know, the weight room looks great. It's got the stripes. It's a perfect place to put pictures. So I thought about it for years and wasn't able to do it. But during the pandemic, I ended up with a lot of free time on my hand, and it seemed like the perfect time to get started. And I said, I'm going to do this. We're going to make this work.
How much time have you invested in this project?
Well, as I said, it's been a thought for years, so I've had the research done on who they were. I've always had the names since I did my first football guide in 1977. But like I said, through the pandemic, it probably took me a full 3 months until we finally got the pictures the way I wanted them and got everything else ready for the project.
And how did you finance this project?
Well, I never thought about financing it. I just did it. You know, I printed everything at home. I bought the frames myself. The next expensive part of the project was going to be the rails that you see the pictures installed with. And fortunately, Keith Forspring from the school here and Sammy Ryan and Mr. Fegley helped me with getting them all installed, and that part of the project cost me nothing. So it doesn't matter how it was financed, but it's done, and that's what I wanted it to be.
Do you think that seeing these pictures will serve as a motivation for current athletes?
Well, in addition to trying to remember the past and remember the players from the past, one of the other reasons for the project was to motivate and inspire young athletes like you and everybody else on this year's team and teams to come, because although it doesn't make up totally what our program is about, I think it's a great sampling of the people that have worked very hard to put this program on a map and to help you guys have something to look forward to. And I understand through the grapevine there have been a number of players that have said, I want to be next up on that wall. So yes, motivation and inspiration were huge, and that was actually part of the text that I sent out to the guys. Guys, I have this project, I want to do it, I want to do it for motivation and inspiration. And they were also very willing to make that happen.
Everything Jose did in here, it's great motivation for the players now, the next generation players. It is just another example of all the stuff Jose has done for this program. He's been around for how many years, and he just continues to do nice things for the kids and for the school.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalo, for all of this, putting all your effort forward to make a great project. All the players really appreciate it. It's awesome coming in here every day to lift, just looking at it. It's amazing looking at all these All-American players. The past at Mount Carmel is amazing, and the future looks bright also.
You can watch Mr. Gonzalo's entire interview by visiting the school website. The MCA School District has been awarded a $5,000 grant from the International Paper's Mount Carmel Container Facility and the International Paper Foundation. Funds from the grant will support the Buddy Bag program. This program supports approximately 80 students in need. Harvey House, site manager, said, "We are proud to make an impact on education and hunger in Mount Carmel." For more information on the school Buddy Bag program, please visit our website. Students may have noticed a new class added to their Google Classroom. Homeroom teachers have created a classroom for students to find up-to-date information, announcements, and important material related to their grade level. Please be sure to join your homeroom class located in Google Classroom. Senior pictures will be taken in school on Tuesday, September 29th by Blue Dog Imaging. All seniors are required to get their picture taken. Dress guidelines are on the website, and all seniors are reminded to check their email for more details. Sports are finally back in action at MCA. Here's Julian Steller with some updates from the sports desk.
With the win against Williams Valley under their belt, the Mount Carmel area football team is on their way to another successful season. The Red Tornadoes have a few key players returning in Damon Dowkus, Reed Wachowski, Julian Steller, and Michael Belichick. The Red Tornadoes will also have a count on younger players to contribute. We spoke to senior captain Damon Dowkus about the upcoming season.
I think we have a really solid offense this year. We lost a lot of key starters last year, but with the guys we have in the new offense we were running, guys are really stepping up and filling the positions well. And I think this year we'll have a really big year on offense. Our guys up front leading the blocking, like Matt Kelly, Nick Nestico, Shikitano, they all did really well, blocked well for us. It's an honor to run behind them. Reed's a huge part of our offense and defense. He's a huge part of our team with blocking and running the ball. Every time he gets the ball, I'm confident that he's going to gain his yards in key situations. And when we're on the 1 yard line, I'm confident that he'll be able to push us in. And even when Steller gets the same carry, I know he's going to be right behind Steller, push him in for this touchdown. He did that multiple times in our game this week.
Another senior captain, Reed Wachowski, spoke about this year's defense.
First game of the year, not having any scrimmages, not having any games before this, with how this year is going. I think the defense did a pretty good job. Definitely our run defense improved from last year. Obviously passing wasn't the great, covering the pass wasn't the greatest during this past game, but I think we're going to work on that. I mean, that comes along during the season. I think that we're going to be a force to stop this year. Line, I mean, everybody on it, Damon Dowkus, Matthew Kelly, Nick Nestico, Matthew Shikitano. I mean, those guys are doing a great job. I can already see it, even though it's game one, those guys are going to be really good this year for us. And play as many games as we can and go as far as we can. I don't plan on losing this year with how many games have been taken away from us so far, so I'm sticking with that.
Don't forget to tune in on YouTube at WKMC TV on Saturday at 7 as the Red Tornadoes travel to Bloomsburg to take on the Panthers. Our fall co-op sports program with Lourdes includes golf, volleyball, and boys soccer. This week, the Lourdes golf team defeated both Jim Thorpe and North Schuylkill. Volleyball had a slow start this week, losing to Pine Grove, Tamako, and North Schuylkill. In boys soccer action, the Lourdes team went 2-1 this week. They shut out Williams Valley 4-0 and beat Columbia Christian 3-2, but lost to Nativity 6-0. The MCA girls soccer team lost their home opener to Central Columbia 8-2, with goals scored by Talia Mazzatesta and Mia Chapman. The team traveled to Danville and lost 5-2. Mia Chapman scored both goals for the MCA. And finally, it was a successful week for the MCA football program. The junior high team opened their season with a huge win over Midwest, 48-0. The varsity football team also defeated Williams Valley in their season opener. The final score was 43-28. This Saturday, September 26th, girls soccer will be at home at 1 p.m. against Shikellamy, and Lourdes volleyball will be at noon against South Williamsport. Varsity football will also travel to Bloomsburg for a 7 p.m. start. Catch the game live on YouTube at WKMC TV.
That concludes our third edition of MCA Live Online. MCA Live will return at 7:35 a.m. on Friday, October 9th. We appreciate your patience as we make the necessary COVID changes to keep our reporters and crew safe. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.